family, you're tuning in to the Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio. Pardon any technical difficulties as we are recording live on the Zoom platform. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yeah. Jimmy! Okay. Lights, camera, action. Some people thought I quit and I ain't giving satisfaction. From a different era, writing rhymes up on napkins. What you had to say was more important, man, than trapping. Yeah, I'm talking back and speaking of contemporary. Gotta spit.
What's good, family, and welcome to another episode of Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. This episode is sponsored by Good Hope Road Studios. I'm your host, Jimmy Bonds, along with my co-host, Ty T.Y. What's good, Ty? How you feeling?
Yo, all good in the neighborhood, JB, live from the 215.
All good in the neighborhood, live from the 215. And you know, I can't forget my other co-host, the lovely Miss Lucy. What's up, Lucy? How you doing, mama?
I'm feeling good. How about you?
I'm doing good, mama. I'm doing good. And all the way from the ATL, joining us tonight as our special guest host is no other than Miss Tiffani Real from She Real Radio. What is it? The Groove with Tiffani Real, Nightcap. What's
One Night Stand.
One Night Stand.
And Morning Quickie.
And Morning Quickie. Yeah. That is that. Look, she is running down She Real Radio's own Miss Tiffani Real. What's up, Tiff? How you doing, mama?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be amongst the kings and queens of Philly.
Listen,
yay.
It's all love. It's all love. You know, we said you love down there in Atlanta. ATL.
ATL's chocolate chip.
ATL's chocolate chip. Exactly. Exactly. But you know, I cannot forget our other special guest co-host, my man from the Terrance Henry Experience, Mr. Terrance Henry. What's up, brother? How you feeling, Tim?
What up? I'm good, man. I can't complain. Still here, man. Still here.
Yeah,
everything good.
Still doing it.
Yeah.
What you about to hit episode number 100, right?
Yeah, episode 100 coming soon. Yep.
Make sure you go check out the Terrance Henry Experience, the podcast. It's a great thing. My man has 100 episodes. Definitely a milestone. Much love to you, brother. So glad you can join us tonight. So let's get it popping. Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're moving right along, fan. Remember, you can call us with your comments or questions at 844-844-1244. Again, it's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Also, fan, remember, you can follow us on Instagram at Jimmy Bonds Podcast, on Twitter at Podcast Bonds, and make sure you join Jimmy Bond Podcast Facebook group. Also, go to Illadelphiaradio.com. Check out all of our latest hits, our latest montages, our what we got? Top 10 songs that we play on the radio. Check it out.
Yes,
we always rocking Illadelphia Radio all day, every day. Definitely, that's the way we do it, man. Anyway, moving right along, family. Tonight's topic is a topic I think that it's, you know, I think it's been widely discussed, but not quite like the way we're going to do it. So tonight's discussion is being single in 2022. Now, I know that's kind of like Ty's over there looking like, well, that ain't me. I think listen,
my game right here, man.
Everybody on the panel but Ty is single. So this is a great podcast. I know, but Ty, you got a different perspective, so it's gonna be dope. You know what I mean? It's gonna be dope. But family, I thought this topic would be important to talk about because, you know, a lot of people are single, and the single life today is not what it used to be, and the single life in the future is probably not what it's going to be today. But I wanted to talk about this because, you know, there are different philosophies, different rules of engagement, different way people go about getting into relationships or not getting into relationships. Because you have people who are single who don't want to get into a relationship, and people who are single who would love to be in a relationship. So I think it's important that we cover this topic from different sides, different angles, different little sidebars and side genres. Anyway, family, listen. So I'm gonna kick it off with the stats so everybody knows what's good. As far as adults in America, the percentage of adults in America that are single is 31%. We break it down to race, it's 28%. As far as white people, Black people, our single rate is 47%, and Hispanic rate is 27%. So we lead the group as far as being single in America. And as far as age group, 18 to 29, 41% of them are single. 30 to 49, 23% of them are single. 50 to 64, 28% of them are single. And 65 plus, 36% of them are single, which is an interesting thing. But moving right along, family. So I wanted to ask the team, share their story if they can, you know, share their story. Why are you single? Why are you single? Like, what's good? What's good? I mean, T, go ahead, man. Why are you single, bro?
I think the lady should go first.
Well,
You know, I want to
let's see what the ladies have to say. Of course, that's what you would say.
Ladies should go first.
All right,
and then I'll go.
Okay, well, listen. You want to get perspective. I feel you. So, Luce, why are you single?
You would pick me first, right?
You know I gotta pick my girl. You know I gotta pick my girl.
Oh man. I mean, honestly, in the space that I'm in now, when we did the show, when we talked about long distance relationships and relations in general, for me, I've always been in a relationship in some aspect. So for me now, I'm single. I feel like I'm single for my own choice. Like I don't necessarily know myself as an individual by myself. Like, cause I've always known myself with somebody or talking to somebody or in some capacity. I've never had a break where I was not talking to anybody. So for me now, I'm not gonna lie, at 33, I'm like, man, I don't know stuff I do like. I don't know, like when a real man asks me a question, I'm on a date and I'm like, man, I got to think about it because honestly, I seriously don't know. And I used to be like, well, I'm 33, I'm supposed to have kids and they married and all this other things. But if I don't know the necessities of a man that I'm asking for, why should I put myself in a position to say, hey, waste this man's time who's looking for a relationship with me and I don't even know what I want. So I feel like that's my biggest reason why I'm single, because I literally don't know myself. Had some men that I have dated can say I'm crazy. That's probably why I'm single, but I had to throw that in there.
She ain't crazy. She ain't crazy.
I'm sure crazy. No, but all seriousness, I think it's really because of it's just my choice for right now.
And that's something I can understand. I mean, I think everybody has a choice to make. I mean, particularly if you're coming out of a relationship, you gotta cleanse yourself before you go into something else. And a lot of times people don't be doing that. They just go from one relationship to the other, and the whole time they don't know, X, Y, Z. They just doing it. You know what I mean? And you gotta heal from the wounds from before. Take the good with the bad and just move forward. And I think that takes time. You know what I mean? I think that takes time. Tiff, what were you gonna say? No. What were you gonna say? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Tiff. I was gonna say what you said, healing from wounds, because I was just talking about like I have classic broken-hearted girl syndrome. Like, you know what I mean? Like taking that situation, not really cleansing it, unpacking myself on another person and another person. So it's like that healing process. That's the perfect way to say it.
Yeah, I mean it's major. It has to be healthy. You know what I mean? When you go into a new adventure with somebody else, it got to be a healthy thing. You can't have the past holding it on to you while you trying to start something new. That's not going to work. You know what I mean? It's just not going to work in general. So, Tiff, what's up with you, Mama? Why are you single?
Because I live in Monkeypox Central. I'm in Atlanta. Come on.
You say it's geography. That's why you single.
These niggas nasty out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared. Like if I could wear a rubber suit, I would wear a rubber suit everywhere I go. I think that's why I'm an introvert and stay in my house. Like don't breathe on me. But seriously, the reason why I'm single is because I don't like people. Like generally, I just don't like people because, ever since I found out the truth about who I was, when I found out my mother's husband wasn't my father, well, even before that, I always been one to be straight up, real honest. And I haven't found anybody that can match that. And people don't know how to say, you know what, Tiffani, I really like you, but I also like Missy and Jennifer and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to give you the choice. I can't make a choice on my life with these people. Yeah. And I'm not willing to put my life in somebody else's hands. Yeah. And here in Atlanta, these people are, and it's not just Atlanta, but I live here, so I can say Atlanta. These people out here doing it and doing it and doing it well. You know what I'm saying? Like they got the swinger clubs everywhere. Everybody's open, everybody's poly and all this other stuff. And I'm a germaphobe. I can't be around all that, But I want to say really quick to you guys' point. When I divorced my ex-husband in 2005, whoop, whoop, hallelujah, I did not date anybody for 2.5 years because you have to let go of that old baggage. So when you go into a new situation, you're not bringing that old mess with you.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, that's ideal. Not everybody does that, but that is the ideal thing to do. Like, you know what I mean? If you care about other people and yourself first, I think that's what you should do. You know what I mean? Brother Terrance, man, what's up, man? So you know, you passing on to the lady. So tell me what's good, brother. Tell me what's good. Why are you single?
Man. I'm having fun. I'm just having sex. You know what I mean? I don't really use condoms like that. I don't believe in them. You know what I mean? I'm just out here having a ball, man. Like I can't speak for them, but I'm having a great time, man. Like, I actually had sex about 5 hours before we got on here, man. I'm having a ball, man. Monkeypox, I don't be worried about that, man. That's man-made. I'll figure it out if I get it and whatever. You know what I mean, bro? Like, it's a beautiful feeling. As far as the way, like, fluids and shit, like, we drink Kool-Aid. So what's the difference between that? Like, you know what I mean? I'm just joking. I'm joking. Because you got to lighten up, man.
No,
like,
man,
come on, man. Like, we all sitting up here, yeah. You know what? No, I'll keep it real with you, right? Let's keep this shit real. Like, I feel like I'm hearing everybody, you know, we all reflection, we all healing, right? Let's be honest, it's fucked up out here, right? Because it's so we get into a point now as you get older, you know, I feel like, you know, me being the age that I am, you look for companionship, right? You know, because we all in healing process. We all have some type of past trauma, and we all got to heal from something. You know, I think in the dating scene, people are just not mature enough just to have a good conversation because they're so worried about what the intentions are and just getting to know somebody. Yeah. So when you come into being a single person, it's like, yo, like, look, stop using yourself as certain things of your counter body parts as leverage, because that's not always the case. Sometimes it's like getting to know you, you know, it's a good thing to do. And when in 2022 dating, I think people are just going in and just want to rush into things so quick. And I hate it when people say I'm dating with a purpose. And I just be like, come on with this bullshit, man. Like, can we stop with the purpose shit? Like, look, who are you? Let's do that. Who are you? You know, what do you like to do? You want to, look, you rock climb, you know, I just feel like we put all these high expectations on each other and all this pressure. It's just like we forgot to go back to the essence and just getting to know people. And sex does not always have to be a big part of it right away. You know, and I think that's the one thing that people go into it what it is the sex part. Forget the sex part, right? We know what it feels like. After a while, you like it in the beginning, it feels the same as it go on. Now it's about who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my thing is like your character and who you are as an individual plays a big part of you wanting to be with somebody for a longevity of time. You know, so it's important. So, you know, when you meet people and you date them, especially being a black man, you know, some people, you know, they use certain things for themselves as leverage. I don't think it should be like that. Let me just get to know who you is. What you like to do? What's up? Where we going? Want to get a drink? You know, this is, you know, because I might not like you after whatever. I might not want to call you. So let me get to know you so that way that won't be the main point of it all. Let's build a friendship. Yeah. A friendship is important. You know, other things you can work on. Right? So yeah, that's what I think is. Let's get to know each other. Yeah. That's what I think. I think that's why I'm probably still single, because nobody wants to get to know each other. Is what you have, what's going on, and how can you make my life a lot better. And it's like, I can't make your life better at all. That's not my problem. That's your problem. You know, I could be a part of it. You could be a part of mine, but I think that's the most important thing is self-reflection and building yourself, you know. So yeah.
That's well put, brother. Like, that's well said. Like, everything you said, I really understand. I understand your perspective. I understand where you're coming from. It's very real, man. It's very real.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like she said, typically, monkeypox and all this, man. It's crazy out here, man. Can I ask y'all a question about that?
Sure.
All right. So listen, let me ask y'all a question, right? So I gotta. So look, this now this is no disrespect to no sexuality people, no gays and nothing like that. They said it was a gay disease, right? Right. Okay. Yeah. So somebody I know, right? We've been questioning him for a very long time. right? And they was like, he not gay, but he got monkeypox.
That nigga
right?
gay.
Yeah, that's what we saying. Like, look, man, if you gay, just come out, bro. We got the monkeypox. We know what's going. The bump fade off. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Just come out the goddamn closet now. Nobody care no more, man, because he got monkey. I'm just like, but I don't want to. I don't want to tell him. You know what I mean? Like I don't. I mean, how do you? Is it because we? How do you answer this? Because he's saying it, but it's like everything is pointing in your direction now, man.
Yeah. Can I just say something real quick?
I knew you was going to chime in on this.
Because Jimmy Bonds and I just had this conversation the other day, and I told him that a lot of DL niggas was going to be getting exposed because of this monkeypox. Mm-hmm. Women going to be waking up next to their dude and their nose is falling off and everything because they with dudes on the low. We just had this conversation.
I'm not saying I'm fully educated on it all. Right, I'm only going by what I'm hearing from TV and things like that. So I don't know if y'all educated on it, but this is what I'm hearing. It is. I keep hearing that on TV. That it's that people who mess with the same sex, they are prone to get it more than anybody else.
So here's the deal, right? Because I've been reading a lot of articles.
Okay.
This monkeypox is really bad with people who aren't being treated for HIV. And a lot of guys, there's not a lot of people, but there's people like their noses and their skins rotting out and stuff like that because they've never been treated for HIV. And I read an article where this Caucasian brother, his nose looked like it was literally about to fall off. He went to the doctors, found out not only did he have HIV, but he also has syphilis. So he was treated for the syphilis. He was treated for the HIV, and then everything went back to normal. So
this is why I got a full membership to Pornhub, man. I don't care what y'all say. Okay, all right. I pay $50 a month. They get the job done. After that, I ain't gotta be worried about nobody. And I sleep good at night. I am good. I don't care what y'all say, man. I got my favorite stock. You know what I mean? I wash it daily. I don't give a damn. Got lotion, Vaseline. Call me some money. Listen, I've been celibate for a year, and that shit do wonders. I ain't got to call nobody. I ain't got to figure out somebody like it or not. Yo. I don't care, man. At this point, fuck it, man. I done had sex with every goddamn body. Janet Jackson, Beyonce, they all got it in my dreams. I don't give a shit. Sorry, Beyonce, no shit. I'm just saying that, I'm just saying, bro, like,
T is on tonight, yo.
I'm just saying because it's like shit scary out here, man. Like,
it is.
The perfect woman in my head, I already had sex with. I don't even care. I told this girl one time, I said, I don't care if you don't do nothing. I already had sex mentally. We're done. We out of here. She was out of here. She was mad. She couldn't believe it. I told her, man, I knocked you down. She said, how you gonna say that? You ain't do nothing. I said, in my head, I already knocked you off. I went mental there, baby. 90% mental, 10% physical. You done. You good. You can go. Got you out of here.
I don't know what this boy Drake, he called me right before the show started. Like, you know what I'm saying? Telling me stuff. I don't know what he had before the show started. But yo, T, you over there, man. You go.
No, I just feel like, we gotta break the ice. We gotta have a little fun with it.
No, man. I want you to be you. Like, that's where
yeah, because it's bad out here, man. The dating is really bad. It's really, really bad out here, man. It's really bad. It's bad.
Hold on, T. Hold on 1 second. So, Ty,
no, you good.
You've heard 3 different perspectives about this situation, and you're married. Only married person on the panel. So I got my yams in the house. You know what I mean? like I get it. What do you think about everything you're hearing, bro?
I mean, listen. I mean, I was single at one point, and when I was single, I couldn't stay still. I couldn't stay still. That's just me. Like some of what I'm hearing from y'all, like going months and years without it, y'all got it. Me, I just can't do that. You know what I mean? And if I was single, I would just be a whore. That's it.
But hold up. So I'm gonna tell you why I chose to do that, right? From my perspective, right? I was reading a book of A Form of Success, and sometimes your vices can take over. So sometimes when you have a purpose in your life and you want to go towards it, you have to scale back from the things that maybe be a huge distraction from you. So I told myself, I said, if I can discipline my mind and discipline myself to take something in a way that I truly like, that's not really gaining nothing from it because it's not going anywhere, it's not adding value, there's no point of it at this moment. Maybe I should just work towards it and see where I am. And because of that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Ty, I'm gonna be honest, it's the self-empowerment that I found within myself, because now I look at everything from a different perspective. Because now it's like, truthfully, when you're dating, is for men, everybody think it's all about the sex. Like, okay, some women think that the leverage that they have is the sex. And it's not. And I'm coming to find out, when they find out that it's not about that with me, they just so confused by it. They get intimidated by it. They may not want to talk to me no more, because it's like, well, what else to do besides this? Is not, if it can't be this, then what else can I hold him to? And they can't, so they leave. So for me, seeing that, the more I am without it right now, the more empowered I feel, because now I feel like I'm in control of my own destiny, my own universe at this point. I'm in control. Like now it's kind of like
you've always been in control of it.
Right. Right, exactly. So you're right. So when I did this for a year, now when I tell people that, it's kind of like, damn, well, how do I even? Because now that doesn't matter no more. That part doesn't matter. So now what? Now they have to be something else. They have to be themselves, because they know that this is not only going to play a big part of it. That's not it.
But see, like the thing about it is that, like,
yeah, I'm listening.
Like, I'm not trying to be funny. You are really a small percentage of people out here in this world that go about it in this nature. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. As well as other people on this panel. It's a small percentage of us that operate in these kind of realms. You know what I mean? Because majority of people are looking to, that's not fake it, looking to get laid for real. They're looking to fuck. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
Like that's across the board. Like that's what people are looking for. They meet somebody new. It's like, oh, let me see how I can bend her over. You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly what you're thinking in your mind. So, I was asking Ty more along the lines, because Ty pretty much said how, where he was.
But even in saying that, Jimmy, and looking at it, what are the benefits of being in a relationship nowadays? Are there any benefits to it?
That's real. That's a real thing to think about.
That's a good question.
Is it better off? Are you better off being with yourself and handling your own business and not having to worry about answering to somebody or having to support somebody else while you're trying to move along on your journey too? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like today, I feel as though with relationships, a lot of it is based off of social engineering. And like y'all was saying, y'all heard it on TV. Television is the worst thing to get your information from, because they're giving you what they want you to see and want you to hear.
Yeah.
That's why I say research is key. Do your own research. Leave the television alone. That stuff is bad business. They're going to tell you what you want, what they want you to hear.
Yeah.
And when it comes to relationships, they give you these fake TV shows with the relationships, and the stories are still on, man. The story's been on for over 60 years. They still got the stories on. Why are they still got stories on?
Yeah.
They want you to feel that emotion of being in a relationship and arguing back and forth, but never solving the issues. I always say, debates are okay, but you can't debate when it comes to a relationship. It's either or, neither nor. You can't debate it. You got to figure out what's the problem and then fix it. If not, you're going to continue to have that problem. And in today's society, when it comes to relationships, a lot of people don't want to fix the problems. There's a lot of arguing, and the expectations start coming out. Well, you should be doing this, and you should be doing that. Well, I expect for you to do this, and I expect for you to do that. And a lot of people can't meet those expectations. Like when I asked the question before, when I was asking women the question, what is a man? And every response that they gave me was a job description. You should be doing that. Take care of this. I'm like, you gave me all job descriptions.
Yeah.
Not every man can meet those job descriptions.
Yeah. That's real.
Every man is not built the same. Some can make it, some can.
That's real.
Some can put up a wall, some cannot.
Yeah.
You can't expect a man to do what your, I won't say imagination, but what your vision of a man is. You know what I'm saying? And that goes the other way around too.
It's true. You can't expect a woman to do it either.
For women to be a certain way
Yeah.
Because not every female is raised the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you want somebody that's like-minded, yeah, you're going to have to go out there and find that like-minded person. My grandma always say for every trash can, there's a lid. There's a lid out there for everybody. Y'all just got to find a lid. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Oh, yeah.
No
Oh, yeah, my
doubt.
grandma. Yeah, she
No
see that.
doubt. Yo.
That's the old school talk. You know what I mean?
You gotta
that is
write
the
that
old
down.
school stuff.
For every
Oh, you
trash
never knew
can,
about
there
that,
is a
John?
lid.
You never knew about that?
You gotta have an OG. You gotta have an OG on the panel giving a job of some balls. You gotta have an OG on the panel
No,
job.
but again, I mean, like even in some relationships, you still go through the same problems that you have if you were single, just dating people.
Yeah.
You know, the back and forth. How come you didn't call me? Like some things you just can't escape. It's just the natural process of being in a relationship with someone, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, or whatever the case may be. You're going to go through these things.
Yeah.
And my thing is, if you can't work it out, just cut it. No need for the back and forth. Debates don't solve it. You have to be a problem solver within that relationship.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
You know?
Well, look,
But
listen.
I mean, if you're single, you're single. I don't blame nobody for being single.
Nah,
Some people are single in their 30s and into their 40s and don't have children.
Yeah.
I don't blame them because the way society is today, it's not good. I mean, you can't safely raise a child in a neighborhood. You have to go somewhere else and do that if you can afford to.
Yeah.
So what are the benefits of having a child in 2022? What are the benefits of marrying somebody in 2022? You're going to try to buy a house that's $300,000?
Listen.
That's how much they're charging for houses nowadays.
Yeah.
It's about right, Ty.
Can that person financially help you? And can you help that person financially as well if somebody was to fall on hard times?
Yeah.
If I fall on hard times, damn, babe, can you pick me up for 2 or 3 months?
Yeah.
And the other way around.
Yeah.
But
those are
that's not
things that become a challenge.
But Ty, that's not the agenda they pushing now.
I know that's what I'm saying. That television stuff is toxic.
Yeah.
So
you got to, like you said, you got to get out there and just talk and just general conversation, like you were saying.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It shouldn't be that hard, but I think that sometimes
it's hard because they're looking at Beyonce, the Kardashians, what's the other ones? The rap chicks, Megan Thee Stallion, all them. They're like the ones that they're looking to.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Hold on. No, would you say they don't look to India Ari,
they don't
right?
Look to someone like India Ari.
Nah. Hold on. T, hold your question. We're gonna come right back. We're gonna take a quick break now. You good? The discussion's getting deep. We're gonna have to shake that one off. Keep it moving, because
it goes both ways too. It's not just the women, it's the men too.
Nah, I mean, it's a two-part. It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. It's not. I
don't want the ATL chick to get on me.
Yeah, because
you know she got something coming.
I knew you was
she over there. She over there
shaking
her head.
You tired of rubbing, gonna clean that shit up. That's right.
He over there shadow boxing. Like,
you see it, right? Well, listen, fam, we're going to take a quick break. Remember, you can call us with your comments, questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JINNYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. You listen to Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio, the indie station for the indie nation. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Michael from Abu Dhabi. Listen to Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio.
Welcome back to the Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We thank you for listening. Remember, family, you can call us at 844-844-1244. Again, it's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JINNYBONDS podcast@gmail.com.
And welcome back to Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. Remember, family, you can call us with your comments or questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JINNYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And again, family, tonight we're discussing the topic of being single in 2022. And the panel is killing it. I got my sister Tiff, I got my sister Lucy, my brother Ty, my brother Terrance. All of us are back. This is a really freaking good show. Everybody got input. Whether you like it or you don't like it, they got input, and it's lovely. It's lovely. So, Luce, let me ask you this question, Lucy. So, when you do decide to possibly get back into a relationship, what is the youngest that you would date somebody?
I wouldn't say there's an age limit for me, but you got to be old enough, maybe like 25.
Like 25?
For relationship wise. Dating wise, I don't really have a...
You don't really have an age?
Yeah, I've dated... The oldest I've dated was 52. The youngest I've dated probably like 23. So I don't really have a range. But for a relationship, it all depends on where your head is at. Like, it's some people who are older than me, but their mentality is younger than me. Like, yes. So it all depends on where the person is in their stage in life. So I don't feel like age really matters.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Tiffany, what's the youngest you would date?
I don't know, but I don't get down with senior citizens. So
52 too old. 52 is like,
you know what? Wait, but for you, because I have a son your age. Well, you're a little bit older than my son. My son's 31. But if you were my daughter and you was talking about you was with some old head, I would beat his ass. Like, for real.
Me being 33 and him being 52?
No, they want to watch Matlock and shit and all them crime shows planning to kill you because they think you cheating all the time. Oh, hell nah. No, I do not approve of that message. The youngest I would go, it wouldn't be 25 because your brain isn't developed till 25. So then you got to get to know yourself as an adult. And then with men, they're 25, but they're like 15 in dog years. So they, no. Let me see. I think 38 to 48, 49.
38 to 48, 49. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
T, how young is too young?
Let's see, I'm 39. I think I go like 29, 30.
29, 30?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about the same. I said 29, 30. I can't go below 30. I can't go below 30.
I mean, because, I don't want to go
anything. I can't do the 20s?
No,
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? Because
20s.
I can't do the 20s because you know what I'm saying? They wipe me, you know what I'm saying, from back to front and not front to back. So you know what I mean? I can't deal with that, right? I can't
but
deal with
you gotta
the
think about a lot of women who are younger, who are honestly about not necessarily just business, who are really like doing more than what people probably did back then. Like,
but let them go off. I would rather see them explore.
That's what I'm saying. These girls are traveling. Like, people are like, there's a lot of dudes who I know don't have passports, and it's like, Miami's not a trip for me. Like, if you're not going if you're not stamping a passport, but you got these preferences, it's like, come on, my guy, you can't tell me you want this thing and you don't have a passport. So it's like, you gotta keep
that close.
But I think for young women though, I just think for young people, period, I just think that it's a lot of things that, as being older and just being, but it doesn't. So I say this: it's not about age, it's about your maturity level, right? But I still think just being young, just live your life. You know what I mean? Just live your life. I think when they're young, when they're in their 20s, I don't want to feel like I'm tying down a 24, 25-year-old person. You got a lot to live for. It's not about even being in a relationship. Just in general. Travel, explore. You ain't got no kids, think, live.
People got to understand. You spend 18 years being somebody's child, and then society tells you you're an adult.
Yeah.
And then you got to figure out who you are as an adult for 10 to 15 years. And most people spend that first decade doing what they think adults are supposed to do. So they get in relationships, they do this, they do that, because they think that's what grown people do. But you don't even know yourself. You just spent 18 years as somebody's child. So I don't think it's fair as an old head to be with a younger person, because you done did everything they've done. Let them grow, explore and stuff. And they might want some old nasty nigga with droopy balls for security, but You know, they need fresh balls. You know what I'm saying? They need to see what's up on the young side of the game first. That's all I'm saying.
I knew she was gonna go in. Then I said she was gonna go in.
Yo, she stay going there, bro. She stay going there. Don't cut cards. Enough to hide from. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Some young Jones like droopy balls.
I know they do. I see them on the side of their cheek. Slapping them every day. You know.
Yo, she gotta stop. She gotta stop. Tiffany, you going in tonight. You going in tonight. So, all right. Well, I mean, listen, I thought that was a great kind of segue, because I always want to find out, like, what are people's rules of engagement? You know what I mean? What are things that you like? What are your pet peeves? What are things you don't do unless you're in a relationship, and the things that you will do if you're out of if you're not in one? Like, you know what I mean? Everybody got their own thing. You know what I mean? Terrance was talking about earlier that, you know, a friend of his was like, you know, she don't get fellatio unless she's in a relationship. That's her rules of engagement. You know what I mean? So
and that's what I wanted to talk about.
Hold up. Fellatio? Like,
she don't give head unless she's in a relationship.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, well, I don't know to tell you. It's not gonna work either way. That's what I told her. Yeah, it's not gonna work. You out of here.
Power to the droopy balls.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
But this is the thing, right? That shouldn't even been in the conversation at all. You know what I mean? Like, who said I even want to do anything with you? You know what I mean? So why does this even have to be so much important? But since you're making a big thing about it, then I don't know if I really want to tap into that world with you, because you're trying to put me you're trying to force people in a situation with you where you don't even know if they want to be with you or not. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to make that a leverage for yourself. Like, oh, okay, in order for that to happen, I gotta be in a relationship. Like, wait a minute. Who's even say it's good? Who even say you even do it good?
Even with that said, there are other types of rules that people have. You know, getting into relationships.
But that's just child. He grown.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you got some people who, like, you know, I don't date light skinned dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Why are you talking about me, Jimmy Bond's podcast? I should beat your ass on your own show.
That's a preference, Jimmy.
You know, you be in the game, you be like, dang, like that shit.
You know, I just don't like people that glow. What's wrong? I mean, geez. When I turn the lights out, I want it to be dark.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. I'm just saying. I'm just messing with you. I'm just saying. But, you know, we all got rules of engagement. There's certain rules that you set or parameters. Like, for example, do you think a dude should always pay for the meal? That's a rule of engagement. Some women are like, yeah, he got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
But
no, Luis.
I would say it all depends on, like, the situation. Like, if I'm going into a date right now, like, I'm not expecting him to pay, because at the end of the day, if his card declines, I'm going to be good, like, regardless. So my whole thing is, it all depends on if you're trying to court me initially, yeah, of course I expect you to pay for the first meal. But if I'm in a relationship with you, I'm all about, like, yo, if my man don't got it, I got you. If we in a partnership, that's what I'm saying. It's the difference between me being single Lucy and me being relationship Lucy. If I don't know you, I'm going to expect you to court me the right way. But I'm not going to be like, I want lobster steak. I'm not going to do too much. I'm going to be myself. Like, if I could take myself to this type of restaurant and I want to go there, and you don't want to go there thinking I'm being bougie, then you're not for me. So it's like, I can do that on my own.
Yeah. Terrance, what you think?
About what?
About that. It's like, me, that's a rules of engagement for some people. Like, you know, she got to pay for it, or he got to pay for it. Even dudes sometimes be like, no. Unless I can pay for it, we ain't doing it.
I mean, I feel like a man should pay when they go up. Like she said, though, like, you know, if he's, you know, expecting, if he's going to engage and say that he's going to do that, then yeah, do it. You know, but being in a relationship with somebody is totally different. You know, but but I think when you date a man initially, you always should pay for the first date or whatever, and so then you see where it goes.
Is that standard?
I feel like a man should pay when a man should pay on the
standard.
First.
That's standard.
It's a standard. If a guy can't pay on the first day, he shouldn't be dating. Period. Shouldn't be dating nobody.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Okay. I was trying to pull this out.
They don't change the gender rules.
Pull this out.
But then pull it out.
Come on. Give it to me.
So they don't change the gender rules. So now men think that women should pay, and you got bitch ass niggas crying about how they're expected to pay. You know, you don't want to pay, but you want pussy. Like, that don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? People been paying for pussy all their life. So whether it's dinner or whatever, you got to pay. But you got these bum ass niggas that play video games all day that want a woman to pay for their meals and all this other stuff. Nigga, I stopped breastfeeding my kids 15, 14, 13 years ago. I don't breastfeed no more. You know what I'm saying? So now they got men acting like women, but then they have women acting like men. You know what I'm saying? So the rules have changed. Me personally, I think I'm old fashioned and I'm single and I'm celibate because my pussy is not on the clearance rack at Walmart. I don't have to give my stuff away to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how people have Birkin bags and all this, but they fuck 10 niggas in 1 week. You trash. You know what I'm saying? If you a queen, if you just hold yourself at a high standard, you wouldn't be giving your stuff away. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. But, you know, if a dude takes me out, take me where you can afford. Don't be spending your rent money trying to impress me. And then you living in a cardboard box under the bridge the next month because you was trying to impress. Take me where you can afford to take me. And then guess what? I'm going to take you where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you do it. But people don't know how to date no more.
I guess that's why more people single than before. You know what I mean? Than before that. See, Ty, what'd you say, Ty? You said something. What'd you say, bro?
No, I was just going because she was talking about, you know, holding yourself to higher standards as a woman. And, you know, I guess a serious note, but like when I was doing research and we was doing research on like women, like getting to know women, heaven is between the legs. They used to say heaven is between the legs of an African woman, but I just took out the African. Heaven is between the legs of a woman, period. And that's where heaven is at. That's where the creation process takes place. And if women held their womb to a higher standard, not all, some of them, it's the most powerful thing on this earth because we all come from it. We are the backbone of a woman because we come from women. So as men, we come from heaven and we always look to heaven. We look to heaven for nourishment, for entertainment. We look to heaven for everything. The problem is we can't go back the way we came. So we got to go out here in the world and go through different avenues to get back to heaven. If that makes sense of what I'm saying. Does that make sense, y'all?
Yeah.
If the woman holds herself to a higher standard, it'll probably change society in a whole.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially when it comes to the womb, because we all come from it. It's the most sacred thing on earth. It is the creation. It's where creation takes place.
Yeah.
And women, a man can't be a king unless the woman has the throne set there for him. Other than that, you can't be a king. The woman is the one that puts you on that throne. You know, and I feel as though if our women, I'm not down on women, but I just feel as though if they found out more about what's going on within, you know what I mean? Like from the mind to the bottom of your souls, like what's going on within your body and how everything functions and operates and how you're in connection with the moon and you're on the moon's cycle. And I mean, you can change society as a whole because society pretty much operates off the woman. And if the woman is saying she wants this and she wants that, and she wants a men to look like this and want a men to look like that, then that's what they're going to push out there from a social engineering standpoint. And it conflicts with a lot of people. That's why some people are single, because what's being shown and what's being given is not in balance with who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If someone's not in balance with you, of course you're going to have that unbalanced feeling, the unbalanced vibration and energy.
Yeah.
Relationship is not going to work.
Yeah.
I was told anything that has the word ship at the end of it is a business. So if it's a relationship, a friendship, a partnership, a membership, that's a business. And if you're going into any business, you might as well lay everything out on the line right there. Look, I like this. I like doing this. I don't like this. If you start doing this, I'm gonna cut you off. Like, put everything out on the line.
Yeah.
It might make things better with the other person.
Yeah.
And they see where you're coming from, like being 100% real, like Tiffani real.
Yeah.
Just be real. Just put it all out on the line and see where it goes. If it doesn't work, it wasn't meant to be.
See, Lucy, what you think about what Ty just said? You can't barely. Okay, I
Even
got you.
Lucy mentioned something about she wouldn't know what to say if a guy asked her certain things out on a date. She was like, I don't know how to get back with you on that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's trauma from a previous relationship.
yeah.
You know, we all have trauma from previous relationships.
Yeah, we
but
do.
sometimes let that trauma affect the person that's probably just trying to get to know you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It happened to me, so I know it happens to others.
It does.
But I had some trauma from a previous relationship that I brought into my new one. And I had to realize, all right, Si, you gotta stop doing this shit. Just fall back, just let it go, and just look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Real. Like we was told before, Jimmy, about metacognition. Think about the way that you're thinking. Sometimes when we think something we think is right, but it may not be right.
Yeah.
And we may not realize that we are the actual problem. Yeah. So we gotta think about the way that we even think.
Yeah, that's true, man. It's true. Damn, that brother Ty over there, Dr. Research. I told you.
It's nothing wrong with being single because society today is just messed up. Like T said, it's just messed up out here.
It is.
And when people see these fake relationships out here and what TV is giving us, it makes it hard. Like, you don't want to be a part of it. You might just be single.
That's true. It's true. I'm gonna throw some terms out there to the panel. And when you hear these terms, some of you ever heard of them, first of all, and then what they make you think of, what they make you think about. So, first term, ghosting. Everybody heard about ghosting.
I get accused of ghosting people all the time.
You get accused of ghosting? Ghosting. Here's another term. T, you be ghosting people, T? I know Terrance be ghosting women all the time.
You know what? Yeah, it's bad. I've done it. But it's been done to me. It's been karma. They ghost me. I ghost them. And when a girl ghosts me, I'm like, all right, I get it. I ghost a couple people, so I don't even take it personal. I'm like, all right, I know what's going on. You either got back with your baby father or you ain't like something I said. I get it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's part of the game. That's part of the game.
It is.
Rafi just got out of prison.
Yeah, that's how it be. Yeah.
Did you say Rafi? Did you say Rafi?
I ain't gonna lie to you. No, real quick. I had a female ask me my credit score one day. I don't know how that made me feel. I was a little scared about that one. The good job part didn't matter. What's your credit score?
Yeah, I mean, when I was young, I had a girl do a background check on me. I was like, "Oh, somebody talking to you." Like, I'm done. You need to do a background check on me. Like, you can go ahead and do it if you want, but I have for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to get to know me, you get to know me. I ain't no damn stalker or nobody looking outside your damn window. Like, fuck out of here. Anyway, so here's another one. Haunting. Anybody know what haunting is? You ever heard of that?
No. What's that? That's some new shit.
That's trolling. That's trolling, pretty much.
Haunting.
Trolling. Pretty much. That's trolling. Yeah. Let me see. It's a weird thing because some people haven't heard of haunting, like never heard of that, John. So haunting, after ghosting comes haunting, right? Sometimes people that ghost a potential partner will pop back up into that person's life once again without warning or explanation.
Yeah.
Haunting isn't direct like a text or a phone call. It's subtle and usually done through social media. Haunters may like an Instagram photo or react to your story after ghosting you, taking you by surprise. These lazy attempts at connection shouldn't be taken as anything else other than a ghosting trying to cause trouble.
No, we all heard about that then.
No, you know what I think that is? I just think that's somebody that's not too unsure of themselves about stuff. They're really indecisive, meaning, they ghost them, but they still like them, but they start liking their pictures, going DMing, hey, weird stuff.
Weird stuff.
Yeah, I'm weird because I've done it. I wasn't too sure. You know what I mean? Like, I ghost her, but she looked good today. I'm gonna have to tap that. Yeah, man. Like,
I get it. All right, so here's another one. Benching. Anybody know what benching is? You ever heard of benching? That
sound like some shit that them gay niggas be doing in Beaver Park.
Oh man. What's that is, man? What's that, man? That's some
benching is having a roster. You got people on the bench. And you got people who ready to play.
That's
Benching. I'm gonna put you on a bench. You know what I mean?
Can I say something about that?
What?
Can I say something about the benching thing? So this is the thing. So if I got a rotation, right, of women in my rotation, and then she got a rotation, I'm probably on the bench on her rotation, and she on the bench in my rotation.
Yeah, most likely.
That's some crazy stuff. Like, you know what, man? This is why I got the porn up. I can't.
I mean, people be looking for a starter five. They'll be out there trying to fill that roster up. That's what they do.
That's too much.
You say,
isn't that the point of a rotation? Like, if I look at my rotation, I know I have a top 3 and I have a top 1. And if the one is not really, I'm gonna be honest.
Can I say something to you?
Hold on, let her finish, T. Let her finish.
Let her finish.
I'm sorry. I know out of my, like, the people I'm talking to, I know I have a particular one that I really enjoy, and it's just natural chemistry. The other 3 is like, it's still good time. It's fun. We're getting to know each other. That's what I think dating is. I don't feel like it needs to be that serious, but it needs to be communicated what I'm doing. Yeah. But it's up to you to say, oh, I don't want to be in your rotation no more, or whatever your dating roster, whatever you want to call it. But I do have a one that I'm saying, if the other 3 text me, that one text me, I guarantee you I'm dropping the 3. I'm just saying, it's just what it is.
That's the game.
It really is. Dating is a game, and unfortunately, sometimes you get your W's and you get your L's. It is what it is.
Yeah. See, damn. We look at it as a game, like we're playing with something. These are actual humans that we're talking about here. These aren't.
But it's a game, though, Jim.
You know, so, no, I'm not. That's not saying nothing to Lucy. I'm saying that Lucy is right. Like, here's the thing: either you play the game or you don't play the game, right? So, some people who, I guess, if you're single, you're ready to mingle, you're gonna play the game. Right?
See, how come? I've had guys come around and I tell them, I'm not fucking you. So feel free to do what you need to do with whomever you need to do it with, because you're not getting none over here. I like spending time with you, hanging out, whatever, but we ain't, And when you do that, they're appalled. They can't believe that you want me to go be with some other woman. I'm trying to be with you. Nigga, you's gonna do it any goddamn way. Just go do you, have fun. You know what I'm saying? And holler when you want to holler. You know what I'm saying? No big deal. But
Tiffani, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
So do you say that right out front to them? Like, I'm not having sex with you.
When a guy shows interest in me, because I'm 48 years old and
you look good.
I have 7 children, 3 grandkids, and an ex-husband. And, I'm still kind of stacked for my age and everything that I've been through, so
Philly cheesesteak all day, right?
There's guys, I know they want to see how the booty work. You know what I'm saying? Young, old, you know what I'm saying? In the casket, coming out the womb. They want to see how that booty works. You know what I'm saying?
But do they project that on you? That's just something you just say flat out.
No, we have a conversation, and when they show interest, because, guys always find a way to talk about sex. They always try, they'll talk about their ex and, oh, she didn't want to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever, nigga. You ain't getting none. I'm not giving it to you. I'm single and I'm celibate. And if I wanted to give it up and it wouldn't be with you. So what we gonna do?
That's what I'm saying.
Interesting. That's interesting.
What?
Would you say? Hold on. Would you say time?
Put it out and get it out the way.
Because people waste time.
Yeah,
guys will hunt and they will do everything they got to do because they really, really want. They be like, because I used to say I got 7 kids to try to deter people. They be like, oh, you must got some good ass pussy because that nigga stayed and blah 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 blah. Y'all had all them babies. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to just say, you know what? I'm single. I'm celibate. I'm not interested in having sex. So if you want to see me, that's fine. But you're going to have to get your needs met someplace else because I'm not giving it up.
I mean, I don't know, because I just feel like if they say that's their true intention, then yeah. But if you come at me and say that, then it's kind of like I ain't even say I wanted it. What makes you? You know what I mean? Like that's.
So to your question, I wouldn't just say it just out the blue.
Okay.
But if he brings up a sexual situation, because the guys won't come out and say, I want to smash. They'll hint around and talk about their woman, their ex-woman, and their experience. So then I just be like, listen, you ain't getting none over here, brother. So just save it for David.
Okay.
Just cut your losses. Yeah.
You got him out of here quick.
Listen, that's why they call Tiffani real.
Because why waste time? Why waste time? You wasting time taking me out. You wasting money and all this just because you think you're going to get some ass eventually. Nah, nigga, let's cut all that off right now. And I'm telling you, you're not getting none. Now, if you still want to stick around, now it's on you.
Let me ask you a question, Tiffani. So you dating a guy that you really like, right? You do want to get some sex. But how does that go about?
He gonna know.
Okay.
I want to give it to him. He gonna know. He gonna know. It ain't gonna because it's not gonna be something. It's not gonna be something that you even have to talk about. It's gonna naturally manifest. You know what I'm saying? But I don't waste time with people that I don't like. You know how they say women know the first time they see a dude that she gonna give them some. And they also know who they're not going to give it to. And I just don't give my stuff away.
Tiffani, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to disagree. I can just look and just know that I just.
There you go, Luce. See?
It's not that. Like, I just know, like, and not in any kind of way. Like, if I see a good looking guy, it's not even about attraction. It's about, like, some guys or some women may not be physically attractive, but they got this oomph to them that's so appealing. And some guys who look really good, who think they're going to get the booty, but it's not happening because you don't got that oomph. It's not like you don't draw me. But some people who may not have been like, let me not put my business out there, but let me just say this particular guy, he wasn't attractive, but he was so appealing. He was so smart. He was so all these other things. And I just knew in my mind, did we ever get there? No, because other things happened, but it would have gotten to that point had that situation and go south. But I'm glad.
Yeah, I like ugly dudes too. I wasn't trying to say that.
Man,
100, Miss Lucy. I like ugly dudes too. But the thing is, fine will get you fucked up. You see that girl who's on Instagram, you know, that Instagram hoe, and she got HIV now. She putting all these posts up, and, you know, all the news is, she was seen with Chris Brown. She was seen with Nick Cannon. She was seen with all these celebrities and stuff like that. And she was so fine. And I'm not saying she gave anybody anything because I don't know her story. But I do know that niggas was hitting it raw because she was fine. So and I'll tell this story really quickly. When I was 19 years old, I was in Macon, Georgia. And there was this gay dude that looked kind of like you, Jimmy Bond's podcast.
Oh, don't start that shit.
Anyway,
that was from earlier. That was from earlier. She pulled that out from earlier. That's why she said that.
Not my man, Jimmy.
Right. Thank you, Ty.
Not Jimmy. Not Jimmy. And we were at a club, and this guy, this gay dude, he pointed out every single dude on the down low. Now, this was early in the 90s before they was even talking about down low. He said, you see that guy right there? I done been with that dude right here. He and all these women's faces and all that other stuff. That's why I don't get cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when somebody comes smiling in my face and stuff like that, because I learned the game early. I've been celibate more than I've been out here in these streets because people have come into my life to teach me things, because people are out here not caring about themselves. They think they're empowered because they can go and have sex with this person, and this person, but you're putting your life at risk. And there's so many diseases out here that don't show any symptoms, and y'all just out here willy-nilly just doing whatever because y'all single and free. Nah, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. I'll wait for that person that I want to give it to. I don't give a fuck about being single. I got memories.
See, single in 2022. I'll tell you. Look, that's. Would you say, T?
No, I will say this, like, just being single, just being like, just not being absent. I mean, being not doing anything for a while. You do get a clear, you're peaceful. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? Because you're not sexually active out here. So it's kind of like, you start to become very, very comfortable knowing that you have nothing to worry about when you're not indulging in sexually active and being promiscuous with other people. You know what I mean? Like you just start to become at peace. Like, once that person, I feel like now I'm at a point like once that person, if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. That's where I become. Now it's crazy. I would have never thought it would be like that for me, but the way stuff going on now, like she said, like Tiffani said, like you just kind of like there's so much stuff out here, and there's some people that I've known that come to me and told me that they had, herpes and things like that, in the dating scene. And I'd be like, really? And it's kind of like, but this person said something to me and it was like, Terrance, I'm telling you because I want you to have a choice. She didn't even have to tell me. She said, I want you to have a choice. And then once that shit happened, I said, man, I'm chilling. I'm chilling for a while.
Yeah.
It's serious out here.
It put it in perspective, though. It really does.
Yeah. I mean, I respect that person to the most. Like, she got my utmost respect. I've never seen nothing bad about her because to come out to tell me that there's something you didn't have to say, you willing to tell me that, like, you got my utmost respect no matter what. I would never throw her name in the mud and nothing like that, ever.
See?
Ever. Yeah.
So look, we're gonna take a quick break, man. Y'all, again, I mean, this has been fun. This has been deep. I think we done gone every which way on this, John. Like, so I'm really enjoying this, family. So listen, we'll take a quick break. Remember, you can call us with your comments or questions at 844-844-1244. Again, it's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Listen to Jimmy Bond's podcast on Illadelphia Radio, the indie station for the indie nation. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Michael from Abu Dhabi. Listen to Jimmy Bond's podcast on Illadelphia Radio.
Is it on? I said, is the mic on? It is. Okay, all right, yeah. This is Reverend CC Chicken Wing, and I love listening to the Jimmy Bond's podcast. Insightful, thoughtful words that uplift the people and bring them knowledge to the people. That's the brother Jimmy Bonds right there. You can reach out to the brother too at the Jimmy Bonds podcast @gmail.com. This is Reverend CC Chicken Wing. Is the mic still on? It's on. Okay, I'm sure.
And welcome back to Jimmy Bond's podcast on Illadelphia Radio. Remember, family, you can call us with your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Now, again, family, we're having our discussion on being single in 2022. And we've been throwing some terms out. The last segment, we got into particular terms like benching and ghosting and haunting and that kind of thing. But there's a term I'm not sure everybody is familiar with. I wanted to kind of throw this out and see what people thought about it. Have you ever heard of cockroaching?
No.
No? T, you never heard of it?
No, I never heard of
Lucy
that.
never heard of it. Tiff never heard of it either, right? Okay.
This is why I'm single and celibate. This is some bullshit right here. Go ahead.
So, cockroaching is the art of having many lovers and keeping it from everybody else. So in a sense, there's a person who has different relationships with people, but the people they're dealing with don't know about it, right? So in a sense, you turn the lights on and they're
yeah, that's crazy, yo. That's crazy.
That's why they call it cockroaching. And that's not just a thing. That's something that's been going on for a minute. People have been doing this crazy. I mean, what do you, Lucy? That was one thing I was going to ask you. Like, what the hell would you feel if you found out your person you was talking to was actually like had a whole cockroach situation? Like, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be
at this point. At this point of this, like the dating scene and all this, I wouldn't be surprised. Like I'm so guarded in general, So to me, if I found out, I'd just be like, oh, it's expected. To be honest, I would be surprised if you weren't, if I'm being honest, because everybody is in some type of situationship, some type of situation with their baby mom, their best friend. It's always something. So I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah. Tiff, I mean, what you think about the term cockroaching?
I'm single and celibate. I don't fuck around with no people that even would use that term. You know, that's so disrespectful to every project in America. Why would anybody make up some shit like that? I'm appalled.
If you see one, it's more than likely there are more.
But you know what? I was talking to somebody yesterday, and he was saying that, you know, a lot of people don't realize, you know, they think they're in these monogamous relationships and stuff like that. And they're not. A lot of us come from side families. A lot of us are side babies and stuff like that. People out here doing stuff. And the only difference between today and yesterday is back in the day, they didn't have the cell phones and stuff like that. People stayed in their lane, but now you can know stuff in real time.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's a lot of people doing everything, but they were always doing everything. But just like getting beaten on TV or whatever, or getting stopped and killed by the police, all this stuff has been going on for centuries, and we just able to see it in real time. So you think that you're in this monogamous relationship or situation and stuff like that, and the person's creeping. They may not start creeping at first, but they might meet somebody on a job, or they might meet, you know, just randomly meet somebody as things happen. But what disappoints me is the women. The women are worse than the men. And as a woman with daughters, I'm glad my babies aren't on poles and all that other stuff, because I don't see what's empowering about fucking strangers. It's gross. Ew. Nasty. Turn the lights back off, Jimmy Bond's podcast.
No, you turned them on. You saw all the cockroaches.
Nah, you turned them on, nigga. I didn't turn them on.
T, what you think, bro? What you think about cockroaching, man?
You know, like what Tiffany said, you know, but it's you know, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, because like there be people's behavior now, you know what I mean? Like like Lucy said, like you can't be too surprised about none of this stuff no more. That's why, you know, it's like, if I was to find out just talking to somebody and they was in a relationship, whatever, I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? It's just, you can't be too surprised at anything now. Cause I learned a long time ago, you know, being in a relationship and then finding out some things is we all been there. We all been heartbroken before in our lives.
Yeah.
I feel like just by then, whatever happened to me, I always said that, you know, I would never take these things too personal now. Now it just, because sometimes you just have to walk away. You don't want things to, you know, mess up your world and who you are. So now it's kind of like, by seeing that, I was like, you know what? You can't never be too sure about anybody. Not saying you can't find somebody to trust, but at the same time, you always want to be on your P's and Q's, you know, protect your energy, protect yourself. It's better you find out than not find out at all. You know, so when you do find out, definitely wasn't meant for you. You know, like, all right, well, I'm going. Yeah. You know.
So can I ask a quick question, please, before Ty Rodman answers the question? I love Ty's voice. I just be crushing on his voice. That's all that is. No disrespect. So do you believe, so people get in relationships, right? And people that get married for better or worse. But whenever when worse comes, people leave.
Yeah.
So why get married? Because the thing is, with me, why things work so good with me is because I trust people to be human, and humans fuck up.
Yeah.
So when I am interested in someone, I always ask myself, would you be able to be with this person if they did A, B, C, or D? If the answer is no, I don't go with it. If the answer is yes, I will, because the thing is, no matter how good a person can be, everybody can mess up.
Yeah.
And you either gonna ride with the person to the end or don't be with them at all. And so I'm an all or nothing type of chick. I might bash your head in it. bash you up in the head with a rolling pin, but we gonna stay together. You know what I'm saying?
She old school, Ty. She old school.
Yeah, I'm old school.
She old school with it. Let's see. Now, Ty, what you think, man? I mean, what you think about what Tiff was saying, and what you think about cockroaching?
I mean, cockroaching sounds like a young urban terminology.
That's exactly what
back in the day, we was just using the term a whore or a hoe, you know. Today it's calling it cockroaching. Yeah. Same thing, just a different name applied to it. That's all.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it's just slang. It's slang, ghetto term for being a hoe.
I mean, and that's male or female. That don't have
right.
Because hoe don't have nothing to do with just that. Hoe is not something dedicated to a woman only, because there's no gender on hoe. You can be a hoe and be a dude, and I don't mean just a gay dude. I'm talking about a regular dude who just be smashing a bunch of chicks. I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just you hoeing.
I think we should go back to Skeezer and Chicken Head. What you think?
Skeezer too. Yeah, that's another one. Skeezer. Yeah.
Those
you say that today, be like, what? What you talking about?
You got to blow that joint off for a minute. You got let me blow this off for a second. Pull the dust off of them Jones.
Mm-hmm. Shut up, Jimmy Bond's podcast.
A lot of energy out of you, though.
You say what?
I said being that way takes a lot of energy out of you.
Yes.
Because you're constantly giving your energy to different people, and it just drains you. It drains you mentally. It drains you physically. Yeah. I know, because when I was in my early 20s, that's all I did.
Yeah.
It just drains you. Then the lies, I started getting the lies mixed up. You know what I mean? Hey, babe, the one I got a nickname for one. I'm calling the other one that nickname, and it just got out of control. It gets out of hand. But as I got older, it's like, all right, it's time to just leave that stuff alone. It's just it drains you. But when you're young, you can take on that negative energy because you have energy of your own, so you can take on that negative energy of being with multiple people and just keep on going, living your life until, something bad happens. Then you reflect on it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, with me, it was just, all right, Ty, you're getting too old for this. It's time to slow down, man. You know what I mean? I just came to that point. It's time to slow down.
Yeah. So, let everybody slow down now. Some people still
and
be
again,
at it.
like living today in this world, man, it's always been tough out here in this world, but it's just, again, like Tiff said, you have so much information available to you in real time that it can distort your perspective on things. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a challenge being in a relationship. Like I said, a relationship is just like a business. And you got to look at it like it's a business. It's a business. A marriage is a business.
Yeah.
That's why it's a contract.
That's why anything that
involves a license is a contract. It's a business.
It's a business, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that back then. I know that now.
Yeah.
But again, it's a business. And you got to treat it like a business too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just criticism and self-criticism. If I'm going to criticize and critique you, I'm going to do that to myself first before I bring it on to you. And we're going to resolve any problems or issues, and then we're going to move forward.
Well, Ty, that's not the way people think, though, bro.
I know, but
they think the opposite way. I'm going to criticize you first and not take blame for anything. That's kind of like how people go. You know what I mean? That's I guess that's the American way. I mean,
like,
that's
what would be your definition of love?
I think everybody's definition of love is different. First of all,
it's going to be different, right?
Because some people might feel like getting their ass beat is love. You know what I'm saying? Like that just might be regular to them. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a love is what you make it. As weird as that sounds, or a slogan as that sounds, or what the marketing is, love is what you make it. Because if you love somebody, you're gonna love them the way that you love them, or you want them to love you the way that you want to be loved. You know what I'm saying?
But they may not understand that.
No, they don't. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't even never experience love.
So therefore, they don't know how to have relationships with people.
Yeah.
They don't know how to love other people because they've never been loved, so they don't know what it is. But me personally, I'd rather have a person's respect.
Yeah, we talked about that. What you want, love? Yeah. What you want, the love or the respect?
I want the respect, because when a person respects you, they're gonna make sure. Like, I respect all of you guys. I would never do anything to lose that respect. You know what I'm saying? Fuck love. You know what I'm saying? The love comes naturally, but people that love each other hurt each other all the time.
Yeah.
But people that respect each other, they tend to go out of their way to make sure they don't never do nothing to mess up that situation.
That's real.
Because they don't want to lose that person.
That's real.
It's respect.
That's real. I
guess that would be the key to relationships, the respect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the key to a relationship, respect.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
I think so.
That's any relationship, though. That's just any kind of, engagement that you have with somebody you should first respect them. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have respect for them, then who knows what you're liable to do? You know what I mean? Who knows how you're liable to act or treat them if you don't have respect for them? You know what I mean?
You could love somebody and cheat on them.
You sure can.
You won't cheat on somebody
all day.
you respect.
Yeah.
You won't cheat on somebody you respect.
Yeah. Sometimes that's a hard lesson to learn for a lot of people, but it is what it is. That's why when people they throw out, I love you. Everybody say that, and it's just like it's not even have anything behind it. It has no umph behind it, as Lucy said. It has no truth behind it, no meaning behind it anymore. When you tell a person I love you, it's like,
yeah, whatever, nigga.
But
like Ty said, it's a business. When you're in business, who do you want to work for, or who do you want to work with? You want to work with people you respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Then you want to be around people you respect. Like that's what you want to be, but you want them to respect you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like that's crazy. So I'm gonna ask this question, then we're gonna wrap this up. So, a lot of us have we talked about expectations before and how expectations are an important, aspect of people getting into relationships. They have these expectations. Do you think that we're all walking around just disappointed from these expectations we put on others? And that's why we just be like, I'm disappointed, and that's why I'm just single. I don't want to have to involve myself and be disappointed again. You know what I'm saying? Is disappointment the main reason why people are single?
All right. Well, my thing is, I mentioned before about expectations. When you put expectations on people, sometimes they're going to fail you. And I don't know. Like I'm not going to say that I don't put expectations. I do, but to a limit or to a degree.
Yeah.
Like I'm able to take care of myself. I can fully take care of myself no matter what. So if my wife doesn't cook or clean, I'm not expecting her to do that 7 days a week, 24/7. I don't do it at all. I can do that myself too. It's not a problem. So I'm not putting those expectations on her.
Mm-hmm.
When you start putting expectations on people to have my meal ready for me when I come in the house and I want you in something skimpy, she might not be able to do that all the time, or she may get tired of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But your expectations may be overwhelming to some people.
Mm-hmm.
And some people can't meet expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So with me, I try to keep it at a minimum. Don't put expectations on people because you're going to put pressure on them. And some people can't take pressure. Pressure busts pipes. Some people can't handle it.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
But that's just me, my perspective on it. I try not to put expectations on people.
I mean,
if you want to do it.
Yeah, for real.
You don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. That's just it.
But that's what I mean, people, like you talked about earlier, they build these fantasies in their mind about what they expect from other people or what they envision these people to be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And envision the role they're going to play in their lives and how they're going to play these particular roles and fit this particular, narrative for you. You know what I'm saying? Luce, what you think? Do you think expectations or the disappointment from having expectations or lead a lot of people to be single? Like they don't want to be disappointed no more?
I mean, for those who go into whatever situation they're going into, and if they like somebody and they turn out he wasn't the person or she wasn't the person that they were looking for, yes, you went with high expectations. But for me personally, I agree with you, Ty. I don't expect anything. Like I always say, like I go into the room, I feed off of each other's vibration. If it's not flowing, if it's not that, I really didn't go in there expecting anything. To be truthfully honest, I'll be surprised if I came out with a better solution, just so I'm not disappointed. That's how I keep myself unbothered. Yeah. I don't want to say it makes me standoffish or not easy to try to talk to. It just makes things easier, because if you're expecting you got to cook, you got to clean, you got to do all these things motherfucker, you ain't gonna get that from me. Like every day, like Ty said that. Like, it's just, for me, as I go in there, like, this is who I am. You like it or not. At the end of the day, I know with relationships, you got to compromise and it's give and take. You got to set your own boundaries for your relationship.
Yeah.
But just, I'm coming with it with expectations.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, being, I'm not tired of being disappointed, but I think people expect a lot of you in the beginning, and they expect that to go along the whole time that you're in a relationship, or they know you. Even in a friendship, they expect the same thing. And sometimes it's hard to meet that expectations all the time. So, I mean, I don't have expectations for people. I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think I learned from that. You know what I mean? From previous relationships, I learned not to have expectations, because of course I think when we're younger, we do. Everybody, hey, I expect you to do X, Y, Z. I mean, not like cook and clean, all that kind of stuff, but certain things, yes, I do expect. You know what I mean? And as you get older, he's like, well, I'm gonna just have to do it myself, as Ty said. I can take care of this myself. You know what I mean? So T, let me ask you this question. I'm gonna pivot a little bit. What changes do you think you've made from like dating and being single, from when you would say like when you were in your early 20s till now? Like, what was one of the major changes you think you made besides being celibate? Because I know that was a major change, but what else would you say?
Just getting to know myself, man. I didn't know who I was being in a relationship. There was a lot of compromising. And sometimes when you compromise so much, trying to make other people happy, and you don't know who you are. Remember, I told you I was in one relationship for 3 years and one for 7. That's 10 years. All my 20s was just compromising. I didn't figure things out who I was until I was in my 30s. I started learning some things about myself, and I will say, even, piggyback off what Ty said, expectations. It goes back to what I said in the beginning of the conversation. I said, we go into the dating scene, people have these expectations instead of just getting to know somebody. And you can just build a friendship with somebody. And I think that's the part that's always missing out here now. It's just a friendship. What happened to the friendship part? But like even Ty said, it's a business. It is a business, but at the same time, whoever in business, where you got to have some type of relation and getting to know them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that part is truly missed, because we're so distracted by all the things around us now. Like Ty said, what's on TV, with social media, and things like that. Like Tiffani said in the conversation about, having connections to everything and everything else is just, it's we're living in a time now where instant gratification is at an all-time high. Yeah. People attention spans are being lost so quick. Okay, this person, all right, but I'm gonna go and talk to this person because this person, and I'm gonna know I can go and talk to this person. So it's like, it's rough. So it's either that, or it's like you be single and try to, hopefully maybe organically you could run into somebody where y'all can just build that friendship. And I think that's important. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing, man.
Yeah. That's real. That's real. Tiff, so what you think, Tiff? What changes you think you've made from your younger years till now? I mean, and like I said, celibacy is definitely something that's there. But what other changes you think you've made, or have you grown from?
I learned that potential is not real.
Mm.
And when you're young, women tend to get with guys based on their potential. That potential is not real. That potential doesn't even exist, and it may never exist, and so now I'm at a point where I like who I like and accept them as is, flaws and all. And that's the one that I'm going to build a foundation with. And that foundation starts with friendship. Right. If you talk to couples that have been married 30, 40, 50 years, my parents, they've been together 49 years, been married 46 years. It's the friendship that keeps things together. They've known each other since they were 5 years old. They probably not smashing like they used to. The things that young people think are important, you know what I'm saying? They're not important when you get older. And they don't weather every storm. You know what I'm saying? They talked about getting divorced, breaking up, doing this, doing that, but they're still together. I want that person that when I'm 90 years old, we're sitting somewhere in a rocking chair, watching the great-great-grandkids, laughing about shit that we can still remember. That's what I'm looking forward to. all this other stuff. People want to have all this sex and all that other stuff. But what happens if something happens and you're not able? What happens if you get cancer and stuff like that? All those people that you're trying to bang, they're not coming to take care of you and change your diapers and stuff. That's the stuff that I be thinking about. The what ifs.
Facts. Yeah, that's real right there. Yeah.
I mean, you said potential. Do you think potential is expectations?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you meet a guy when you're young, you meet a guy and he might be a thug, but he's real smart. He's good with money. He's do buzzy, but he's in the streets. So you think if, you treat him good, you cook, you clean, you show him you show him the good life. But if they don't know the good life, if that's not their normal, if the streets are that normal, they may or may not conform. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be mad because they don't jump on the bandwagon. If your family's living a suburban life and his whole family living in the hood, you know what I'm saying? And you introduce him to that life, he may like that life to brag about it. You know what I'm saying? I never forget my mother gave us an Auric vacuum cleaner for a gift. And my ex-husband called everybody he knew to tell him how much this Auric vacuum cleaner costs. And I'm like, it's just a fucking vacuum cleaner. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? But to him, being, from the hood where he's from, that was big, that was major. And I was like, pop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? but you say, you work with him and hopefully he'll be the person that you want him to be or need him to be. Fuck that shit. Potential is not real. That's like Snow White and the Seven Doors type shit. I don't know. I live in reality now.
Yeah.
And whoever you present yourself to be, that's who I'm either going to accept you as or reject you. Period.
Yeah. I mean, we ain't talking about rejection. Rejection's a hard thing on some people. But so we done talked about a lot, family. We done had a great conversation. This conversation has been deep. It's been up and down. It's been funny. It's been hilarious. It's been real. It's been authentic. It's everything I was hoping for, as far as when I bring these people together, these people you think about, you can put a show together. Who should I get on this show to talk some real shit about what's really going on? You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate Tiffani Real coming on. I appreciate my boy Terrance Henry coming on. Of course, always Lucy and Ty giving their input. The family, that's what they do. That's what they do. But before we go, I just wanted everybody to kind of just give, their advice for someone listening out there to, navigating being single and wherever they are. You know what I'm saying? Because, people all over the world listen to this stuff. So what would you say to someone out there that's a single person and either looking for a relationship or not looking for a relationship? What would you say to them? Ty, let me start with you, bro.
I know it's weird coming from me because I'm married, but again, you just do you. You know what I mean? If that person is not right, then they're just not right. Just do you. You're single for a reason, whatever the reason may be, just do you.
Yeah. Tiff, what you think?
Date yourself. Take care of yourself. How you going to be good for somebody else and you fucked up? You know what I'm saying? Take care of your mind, take care of your body, take care of your soul. Make sure you're healthy in all those areas spiritually so that when somebody comes across your path, you're ready for them. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want no nigga, he on a bunch of medications and all kinds of stuff like that. Get it together because I'm not on no medications. You know what I'm saying? And you can be fat and we can lose weight together, but if you really thought your body was your temple, you wouldn't be that way in the first place. Like, let's get it together. So I'm trying to get myself right. You get yourself right. And when we meet, it'll be explosive. What you laughing at, Ty?
Luz, what you think? Luz, what advice would you give out there? Somebody listening?
The same thing Tiff said, and the reason why I said I'm single is just knowing who I am and knowing what you want. Like, if you got your list of who you want and your ideal person is, you got to be your ideal person first. So for me, it's just like knowing your dislikes, knowing your likes, knowing how to date, like Tiff said, date yourself first before you can figure out if you can date somebody else. Because like we said earlier, a lot of people suffer from trauma and they don't know how to unpack certain things. They don't know how to effectively communicate. So it's like you got to unpack those things, those layers with yourself before you can find or seek it out of somebody else. Because a lot of people trying to figure out, or I'm lonely, and they're like, oh, I need a relationship. Nah, you're lonely because you got this trauma going on that you need to fix first.
Yeah, that's real. That's real, Luce. That's real. See, I was just about to get T in there, but I don't know where he went. I don't know where he went. I was just about to get his input, but dang, this has been awesome, y'all. This has been something that, like, you put a topic together, you're like, yeah, let's talk about this, and you just don't expect for it to come out this way. So I'm super happy. Family, all the listeners out there, we appreciate y'all listening each and every week. Definitely over there on She-Ro Radio, listen to our show, Illadelphia Radio, every morning, 8 o'clock. We just, I can't thank y'all enough for listening. This show has been great. I want to say, to end the show out, I want to say, if you're single, whatever it is, single, ready to mingle, or single because you don't want to be with nobody, definitely love yourself, but have respect for yourself first. Have respect for who you are, what you about. And on top of that, when you have respect for yourself, respect others. Respect them enough to share how you feel, share your emotions, share your feelings. Don't be afraid to share. If they reject it, that's on them. That ain't on you. You don't take anybody else's burdens with you. I think it's important that some people don't want to share their hearts because they're afraid their heart's being broken. I mean, at this age, my heart has been broken several times. So I think I'm used to it at this point. I'm hoping it don't numb me to really be exposed to a real relationship. You know what I mean? But I just want to say that, being single is hard. It ain't easy. Being in a relationship is hard. It ain't easy. But being single is tough. You know what I mean? And I think we all need some love some kind of way. We all need somebody to say, hey, I care about you. I think you're great. I think you're a good person. You know what I mean? And as T and Tiffany and Lucy and Ty said, it starts with friendship. It starts with friendship. It starts with communication. And it starts with having an open heart. So if you're single, have an open heart that you're going to find somebody else down the road. It might not be today. It might not be tomorrow, but it will be. Guaranteed. So on that note, I want to thank the family for listening. Remember, family, you call us with your comments and questions at 844-1244. Again, it's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And again, family, we're still in the COVID-19 pandemic. We're also in the monkeypox pandemic, according to Tiffani. Yeah.
Don't start no stuff at the end of the show, Jimmy Bond's podcast, because I will beat you down on your own show.
Well, please wash your hands, wear a mask, practice social distancing, care about others. You know what I mean? If you sick, stay home. If you don't feel good, don't go out there in public and get somebody else sick. That's just it. I don't care what you got. Just stay home. But family, on that note, remember, always tell your friends and your family that you love them because you might not get another opportunity. I'm Jimmy Bonds. For my sister Tiff, my sister Lucy, my brother Ty, my brother Terrance. We out. Peace.
Fam, that's going to wrap the show. We want to thank you for listening to Jimmy Bond's podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We ask you to leave your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Now remember, family, we are still in the COVID-19 pandemic, so please remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, and practice social distancing. Also, remember to take nothing for granted and value every opportunity you have with your friends, your family, and your loved ones. For in these times, every moment is sacred. So until the next episode, you can find me on Go Ho Road, screaming, stay up, don't sleep in your dreams. I'm Jimmy Bonds, and I'm out.
Fight on, come on.